Whoo, y'all, forgive me a little bit today. I'm feeling many emotions right now, okay? First of all, we going a little off the script. Sorry, this is not the usual intro. But let me just say, them boys Big Bang is back. GD, Taeyang, and my boy Taesung. Y'all seen it. The performance was crazy. They're back. It was unbelievable. I'm still at a high right now. I just watched it on the way. And, ooh, they brought it all back. What else happened? Kendrick Lamar dropped a new album unexpectedly. All of his songs hits. Crazy. Whacked out murals, TV off. Them songs is crazy, okay? We recently had Jake Paul Tyson. Not the biggest boxing match I want to see, but it happened. And lastly, Mr. Donald Trump, our president, we salute you. And I'll say it just like that. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. And the reason why I'm saying all this, man, like I said, there's all kinds of emotions right now, okay? Happy, joy, kind of sad, excited, hyped. Because why? Because we're going to talk about Inside Out. I am your introverted but extroverted host, David. So, as I said, y'all look at this, man. I got the happy face for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Here's how I'm feeling right now. Because I'm seeing you, because you joined, so thank you. Give your boy a like, okay? Like for this Gap happy face here. Come on, man. Give me a like, man. I wore this for y'all, man. So anyways, we're going to talk about Inside Out. Now, I'm sure you know it. You heard of it. If you don't watch it, you know what it's about, right? And I just want to say straight up to the Pixar Animation Studios, man, y'all did a fantastic job creating this film. The concept, just the idea, the director, Pete Docter, amazing job. I think it's one of the best animated movies because, you know, we could all relate, right? Like all these emotions that come into play, and how they use a little girl. What's her name? Riley? I think at the time she's 11 years old. And it just shows basically, I mean, y'all know, I don't have to explain the story again, but basically how you got all these emotions, right? You got joy, anger, disgust, fear, right? And so I think I'm missing one. Sadness. Sorry, sadness. Don't be sad. I'm sorry. I forgot about you. But we got all these emotions, right? And these emotions come into play as a little girl, teenage girl. And, you know, it's just interesting, man. If you think about all these emotions, obviously we have it. And, you know, how the movie just portrays how each emotion plays a role, right? In different situations, different scenarios. And especially as a younger girl, I'm surprised at how they chose a younger girl, basically a child, because it shows like how they grow up to it, how the emotions start coming into play, and basically Joy, right? The main character, basically Joy, a little Tinkerbell wannabe look, she tries to take the lead. And obviously out of those 5 emotions and 5 characteristics, Joy would probably be the one that you would want to keep. You would want Joy to drive you. You would want Joy to, you know, start your day and end the day with, you know, a person being joyful, being positive, right? And that idea, that just, again, that concept, Mr. Pete, crazy. Okay, y'all did an amazing job. And but I really like how the story, basically Joy has to make sure that little Riley always has to be joyful, you know? I get it. Like, again, I wouldn't want to be sad. I wouldn't want to be angry. I wouldn't want to be disgusted or always fearful, right? So anyone would think you would want to be joyful, right? Like anyone in this world, whether you're an adult, whether you're a child, a grown man, you know, young adult, whatever stage in life, you always want to be joyful. You always want to see the good things. You want to be positive. I get it. But at the end, I just absolutely love how the film incorporates all these emotions and how these emotions come into a harmonious, you know, play, because you need all of them, right? And basically that's what the movie portrays, man. At the end, y'all see in the ending how sadness, you know, how eventually you needed sadness to really break down the character, really go along hand in hand with joy, right? So it's incredible, man, I think at any age you watch this, you will definitely learn, I think, a little bit more about yourself. And I think it definitely, touched me because I'm 30 some years old. I ain't gonna tell you my age, but when I watched it, I'm like, wow, I could really connect. I could really see myself. I think of my little 5 characters inside of me playing around, and one trying to take control of the other sometime. And it's interesting, man. So it got me thinking. So, and I just want to know your thoughts too. Like, what emotion do you guys, tend to be, But I personally say, for me, out of those 5, and we're talking about just Inside Out 1 right now, okay? There's 2, okay? I'll get to that. But as far as the first one, man, I think definitely I try to be a joyful person, man. Like, no matter what situation, you try to have a good heart. You try to have a good mindset. It's not easy. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy, but, it's good to have joy, right? It's good to have anger sometimes, sadness, and you fear a little bit, and, you're disgusted at certain things, but you really have to learn how to embrace it, right? Like, whatever situations, embrace it. You don't have to hide it. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be mad. Like, I'm still learning too, right? Because I'm a pretty emotional person. So I think this is the perfect, topic to talk about, because I'm very emotional when it comes to, when I'm very happy, I'm like very happy. When I'm passionate, you'll see my passion. But when things go bad, when the mental barriers start happening and the mental breakdowns start happening, then your boy got to get kind of, I could get emotional a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So, you never know. But at the end, what I'm learning as I'm growing from a child to an adult, you really learn how to deal with these emotions. I'm still struggling sometimes. I'm not the most healthiest guy in terms of mental-wise or emotion. Still learning. We always got things to learn. There's new challenges that come into play. So, you got to learn from all these emotions. You got to, like, really tap into every one of them. And so this movie, I think it really portrays that. Even as a kid, it shows that. And I'm glad it's a kid, because the kid doesn't know anything, right? The kid, you see how the kid starts to really get to know these emotions, right? Like how she's feeling, if she's angry, she's like, oh, okay, this is what it feels like to be angry, right? She is 11. I'm thinking about when I was 11, I was in 6th grade, and I understand. I don't know what's going on. I just entered 6th grade. And let alone, okay, let me give you a quick story time, okay? Story time with David, all right? When I was in 6th grade, I just graduated elementary, and I walked into a whole nother life, whole nother world, because I was always in the Korean community, right? But then I eventually ended up going to a middle school called Mid-City Magnet, right? At the time, it was predominantly black, African Americans, right? So when I went, I'm like, whoa, like, this is a whole new community. And I'm trying to be really careful, okay? And I'm saying this because at that time, going through 6th grade and 7th grade and 8th grade, I legit thought I was black. Okay? And I'm sorry, I don't get offended now, but I really thought your boy was black, because I was hanging around with majority black brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? So, and I really had a moment. One day I went back home, I'm like, hold on, man, like, why am I talking like this? Because you really, you talk like them a little bit, right? If you're around them, I'm like a sponge, man. I'm like a kid that doesn't really know. Like, I'm just like open to all these things, And so my brothers, right? They took care of me. Like, I first started hooping at that age, around 6th to 8th grade. I started getting into sports, getting into music, rap, hip hop, all the culture, right? And so that's why I was like, yo, I'm like, I may talk like this, and this is how I am, And so it started when I was 11. Hold on, guys. I hear something. All right. I got to control my emotions, or I can't get mad. Okay. It's bothering our audio, but don't get mad. Be happy. Joyful. Coming to take action. Anyways, don't come back. But anyways, as I was saying, I definitely, had all kinds of emotions when I walked into school. I remember when I walked into school, I was like, yo, it's cool, man. Like, everyone's playing. Everyone's like so open, like non-conservative. Everyone's just like doing their thing, right? So anyways, at that time, I learned my emotions, right? Like making new friends, right? Going into a new environment, you get a whole different set of emotions that come into play, right? Some of you guys are very, ecstatic, eccentric, extroverted. And so they're all like, oh my gosh, hi, my name is boom, boom, boom. But I was very introverted. I was quiet. At the time, my emotion was not joyful. It was more like a little fearful, right? Because I don't know what to expect, man. Like, I'm in a new group, man. Where's all my friends? But, as you grow, as an 11-year-old grows, I learned, I got hurt, I fought, I was happy. I had high moments. I made a three for the first time. I made a football interception for the first time. There's all kinds of things that come into play. So I get it. As a kid, I thought back to myself when I was 11. So, you just get to learn. I'm not saying at 11 you learn all these emotions. Of course, as you grow from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you get to learn more about yourself as you grow up, right? As a kid. But yeah, man, I thought, again, I keep having to praise Inside Out, man. It's like such a relatable movie that anyone could watch it. I'm telling you, gang members, watch it. Drug dealers, y'all need to watch it, okay? Everybody need to watch this film, okay? So I just want to talk about it. Again, like I said, I'm very emotional. I'm very passionate. And, when it gets tough, though, it does get tough. And I'll admit, I'm not the best to kind of, overcome. But, hey, we're all human. It shows basically humanity. And we got to embrace being vulnerable. And it's okay. Again, the biggest quote I've been hearing for the past 2 years for men is, it's okay for men to cry. Okay, I get it. It's all right. Because all of us men, we're always having to, like, we have to cover it. We can't show our emotions. We can't be weak. You got to be strong, right? So I get it. Us men got to be strong, but it's even better when you let go, man. It's okay to let go. It's all right. We don't have to be tough all the time. You could cry. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that this really shows. You see how sadness came into play, sadness with the little glasses. I was getting annoyed with sadness, okay? She started messing up everything, man. Her and Joy was doing good. But sadness is all sad and all thinking all negative and stuff. I was like, man, wake up. But at the end, sadness and joy, they came together. Beautiful ending. And, it just shows the humanity, man. We're not perfect and it's fine. So just learn how to, I think the movie shows how to just learn how to deal with each emotion, and it's fine. Whatever you're feeling, just grow from it. I'm not saying it's since you're mad, just stay mad and get angry at the world. No, I'm just saying be happy. Just learn to cope with it. Okay, if I get mad, this is what I do. And you just gotta have to, deal with it. I know sometimes it hurts, but I promise you, it will get better. It will get easier. And when new challenges come, it won't be as bad than when you always just, keep it in and you don't know how to deal with these emotions. So we're all at a stage. We're all at different seasons in our lives. So it's all right, So just this movie, again, amazing, all right? Let me go on and tell you, I got some more things for you now. So as I was saying again, backtrack that. There's a review that I read, okay? And I think this really sums up the entire movie. I try to sum it up right now, as you can tell. But I think this is what sums up everything. I saw this review. It says, what makes this message particularly profound, basically the message of the movie, of Inside Out, is the way the movie represents how emotions are interconnected. Joy and sadness may seem opposite, but they are equally essential, and one cannot exist without the other. Oh, beautiful. Mic drop. There it is. Case closed. But they continue. The film beautifully illustrates that in real life, joy often comes in the wake of sadness. Come on now. How would you feel true joy if you haven't ever felt sad? You know what I'm saying? Like, compared to a person who's always joyful does not compare to the magnitude of a person that becomes joyful after coming out of a sad moment. So come on now. You got to embrace it. And the full spectrum of human experience is what makes us whole, okay? So I thought that was beautiful. That's an unknown source that I end up reading, and I thought that was beautiful, how it summed it up. And again, the movie, I appreciated the core memory part, right? Where they have all these like balls filled with like, Riley's memories, and some you keep, some you throw away, right? A lot of things. I love that aspect. And some of the things, man, I think the core memory it represents, to me personally, is identity and emotional perspective. Now, I could go deep, and this is not a therapeutic, this is not a therapy session, but, if you want to, you could come holler at me later, you know what I'm saying? We could talk, because I love talking deep. I love talking about human, knowledge and human thinking and psychology. I love all that. So, again, the core memory is like the belief system. You keep the memory, what you want to keep. You throw away things that you don't want to keep. You don't want to, remember. So I love that. I love that concept. It's like basically I could give you an example of emotional perspective. Like, let's say back when you were younger, you had your last sandwich, right? You had your last remaining bite of sandwich, but you see a homeless person and you give the hamburger to the homeless person. And now you could be like, oh, wow, I just did a good thing, so I'm a good person, So that you could think back, and then that ties into your identity, like, oh, I'm a good person. But you're just not a good person. You're more than a good person, right? And so I think identity is a whole nother topic we could get into. But if you have a firm identity, then you can't be shaken. You won't compromise to the world or to people, right? Because relationships is everything. Relationships is what's gonna hurt you, or relationships is gonna be what makes you, what's gonna lift you up. Anyways, again, this could easily go into a whole nother podcast. If you want to talk about, if you and I want to talk about deep personal things, comment below and let me know, man. I might do a whole nother thing, so we'll see. But anyways, identity and perspective, absolutely important. I don't have to say much. You guys are intelligent. You guys are smart when I say that. I just want to remind you how important identity and perspective is. Okay, so hold on. I got a lot to say. So let me move forward before the battery ran out last time. Oh, I'm sorry. And so another popular quote, right? A popular quote, speaking of the core memory, is don't dwell in the past, right? Don't live in the past. And no regrets. Those are like the two most quotes that I hear. And I get it. Some memories you don't want to keep. Some memories you do cherish it because, maybe you have a long lost one that that's no longer here, and you want to keep those good memories. And that's great. I think that's very, that's very healthy, rather than just dwelling in the loss and see, that's perspective. If someone passes away, and I'm saying this very, I'm being sensitive about it. Of course, if someone passes away that you love, it hurts. But, you could think of it in a good way where, okay, well, now that person doesn't have to suffer no more. And these are typical phrases that you've heard, but I just want to help you, like, it's a perspective. It changes everything. So, a very funny thing, another memory, some of my memories, that there's 3 things that I threw away that I don't want to think about, but I ended up thinking about it because I had to work on this. I had to make this for y'all, okay? So 3 things that I never want to think about, that I threw it away, but I brought it back just for you guys. So give me a like for this, okay? My exes, the Exorcist movie, and stealing Pokemon cards from my cousin. I'm sorry. Okay, those are the 3 things that I absolutely want to forget because I don't want to think about it. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. But just for you guys, I have to think about it. Now I have to think. Now I'm getting a little sad. Now I'm getting a little, what I'm saying, angry. But anyways, I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna ask if you guys have anything, because I don't want to bring back any bad memories. So let's not live in the past, okay? We gotta move forward, okay? That's fine. Anyways, another one. Let's get into Inside Out 2, okay? I think Inside Out 1, that was enough. Inside Out 2, I'm gonna go very fast. Puberty time, okay? Riley's now 13 years old. And come on, man, we all faced a drastic change at that age, right? 13 and up, teenage years. It's a lot of things we go through. I just want to say, in Inside 2, they showcase new emotions also, right? And I'm going to get to that just a second. And I'm not going to lie, guys. Inside Out 2 came out this year, I believe around like June or something, right? I watched it personally in theaters. But I just want to say I'm sorry. Your boy fell asleep, okay? I was tired. There was a lot of things going on that day. I was feeling a lot of emotions, but all I remember, I'm not gonna lie, I did see the new emotions come in, and then I think I fell asleep. I'm sorry, and then I saw like anxiety and then like a tornado and then I think joy comes in, and then they save the day, whatever. Okay, but obviously we know what it's about, and I love how they showcase these new characters, which is basically, since I didn't watch it, I have to remind myself. The characters are basically anxiety. Okay, that's a big one. Envy. Man, we got a lot of envious people, man. I'm going to get into that. Envy. I hate envy. Boredom and embarrassment. Okay? Let me put anxiety aside. Boredom. What else did I say? Embarrassment. Okay, we all have that. New emotions, I love it. As a teenager, they will definitely feel these type of emotions, right? But let me break down envy. Okay? I absolutely hate. And I try not to use the word hate a lot, but when people are envious, jealous, I think the word jealousy should be out of existence, because I don't like when people are jealous. I'm not gonna lie, I get jealous too. Don't get me wrong, we're all human. We get jealous naturally, but it's what you do with that jealousy, man. I hate when people are jealous of whatever, right? Like, oh my gosh, like you start comparing, and you know, I personally just have a dislike of jealousy. Again, I'm not saying I don't ever get jealous either. I do get jealous, but I cut it off. I don't, like, because there's no reason to be jealous of anybody. You're good just as you are. You don't have to compare to anybody. Just, you're beautifully and wonderfully made, y'all. Okay, don't let me get churchy up in here. Where's my organ? Okay, I'm about to get churchy. But I just want to say, for me personally, envy, man, like, again, you could envy. I think envy is a little better word. You could envy people. You could respect, admire. I think that has to do with envy. But when it comes to like jealousy and like, oh my gosh, like I dislike this person because he or she has more than me. I got more, whatever. Like, I just personally don't really like it because I try not to do that. Anyways, again, at that age, as teenagers, it's fine. You know, you get into all that because you're a child. It hasn't fully developed. So I get it. But anxiety, okay? Your boy got some anxiety. I ain't gonna lie, okay? It's tough. As you grow older, you will get some sort of anxiety, whether it's the future, whether it's your school, your career, your whatever, you know, bills, okay? Y'all don't know nothing about them bills now. It's anxiety, that's for sure. So anyways, and I love how, you know, I love how the movie Inside Out 2, see, another classic job from Mr. Pete, amazing director. He basically put Riley in a hockey team, sports team. That's like I think that was like the best situation you could put a teenager in, a team playing sport. And not only just that, it's like there's like betrayal, right? Because like she admired like this famous hockey player that goes to that school, and then she eventually, I think, goes to her and kind of betrays her old friends and whatever. Sorry, again, your boy fell asleep, so I'm sorry. But I just love how it's in a team setting, right? Hockey, like, there's all kinds of emotions, right? There's fear, there is envy, there's anxiety because, you know, you have to do good. You're in front of people, you have to play good, and, you know, how are you gonna? You have to, like, it's gonna set your career. Like, oh, am I gonna get this scholarship to the hockey team? Like, there's so many. All these emotions come right into play in a team setting sport. So parents, please, I'm not a parent. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but put your kids in team playing sports. Sports is number one. I play sports and I learned a whole lot. I learned how to build relationships. I learned how to work together. I learned how to put your pride down, and it's amazing. And you become athletic and you get healthy. Man, team sports is the best. Put your kids in there, okay? I highly recommend. Anyways, I love, again, them sports. It was amazing. And so, but I do want to say, man, like, I think anxiety does play a role, and that's why anxiety was one of the lead characters for Inside 2, right? How anxiety eventually takes over everything. Anxiety basically takes over Riley's forefront of what she thinks, right? And think about it, man. Don't some of you guys have anxiety run in your life? Woo! Don't let me get church. I'm telling you, if you let anxiety run your life, obviously it's painful, it's stressful. There's a lot of things that could happen. You know, if you let anxiety sit on the throne of your heart, on the throne of your mind, controlling everything, man, it's not easy. I know it's not easy, right? And trust me, I'm the one that goes through the most anxiety. And not anxiety as in like scared anxiety, but just negative thoughts come into play. And, you know, when you're tired and personal relationships get hindered and all these things, you got to pay bills, okay? There's a lot of things that come into play when you let anxiety run it. Again, you can have anxiety. It's fine. It's part of what we go through. We're human. It's okay. But it's like how you deal with it. That's why you got to have good people around you, man. You got to have good people affirming you and speaking. Other joy needs to talk to your joy so your joy could wake up and be joyful, okay? So y'all got to clip that, okay? Y'all got to remind yourself, it's okay. Sometimes we are anxious. We don't know. I have $1,000 only. I have like $500 in the bank. I got to pay the bills. What do I do? I get it. It's tough, but that's why you got to have good people. You got to build your mindset. Even as a kid, I suggest right now you start building. So you have to embrace the hardships. You get into a fight with your friend, it's fine. Learn to forgive. You know, sometimes you could have envy, you could have anger, you could have disgust. You have all these emotions, but you got to really accept them all. Just accept it first. That's the biggest part. You have to accept it. Don't deny it. Don't lower yourself, okay? And again, I'm telling this to myself. I'm going to watch this because it's speaking life, I think. Hopefully, if someone that's sad, hopefully, first of all, this could be entertaining to you, that you can laugh. But at the same time, I hope you could really take a life lesson from this because, man, I know it's hard, man. Every single person in this park probably has a brokenness, who's probably going through something crazy, something tough, something sad, something to be angry about, something to be disgusted about. Someone may be just bored. Someone could be embarrassed. We all have embarrassing moments. See, look at that. I'm stuttering all over the place. But it's okay. Like there's all kinds of emotion. That's why I love Inside Out, man. Like you could really relate as an adult, as a human being, to embrace it. And who knows? After this, shoot, I might go through a whole another negative hole. Who knows? But I'm telling you, I got good people around me, and I've learned to try to put positivity in everything. I try to look at the good, right? I only speak or try to see the good in people, and I never try to blame myself. I don't ever try to point fingers at anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm human too. We all think we're the victims. We all think that, oh my gosh, like he or she's bothering me. Like, no, you're the one sometimes you're the one that's doing the bothering. Sometimes you gotta check yourself. You gotta self-evaluate yourself, okay? And look, we're going off the script, man. Look, we could talk about all this all day, but let me come right back before, I go really deep into therapy session, okay? If you wanna get therapy, call 1-800-THERAPIST. Oh, okay, hit your boy up and we'll talk. But anyways, Inside Out, again, it really teaches you so much. And guess what, guys? I actually just forgot to say. Oh, actually, I think I'm going to say it. But in Inside One, your boy Bing Bong, okay? My boy Bing Bong is like literally the best. Like, I love it. Okay, I'm going to talk about him in a little bit. But anyways, shout out to my boy Bing Bong, man. My boy Elephant, man. I could relate to him most. Anyways, and, I got some questions now that our team prepared. And I thought they were actually just beautiful, amazing questions. So let me get into it, okay? So, and please answer this on your own as you're watching this, as I'm answering it, or when I ask the question, press pause, think about it, talk about it, and comment below. Okay, I'm gonna give you that time right now. Go ahead, pause it. Okay. So, number one question: what is your core emotion? I think I said it a little earlier. I was going off the script, so I was going all over the place. But my core emotion probably is, I wrote something funny. Hold on. Yeah, I think my core emotion, again, I could literally say all of them at once. Anger, yes, I could say anger. I could say disgust. I could say, boredom and envy and anxiety. But, I think, and not just to be cheesy, not just to be like, oh my gosh, you took the easy way out, but I really think it's joyful. I think joy, that's my core. Because, I don't ever try to start. I'm not trying to say this pridefully, but in terms of I don't have my chest puffed out, acting like I'm, whatever. I try to be joyful. I try to walk into places very happy. I try to walk into places with a smile, with a good energy, so I truly believe, saying this very in a humble way, that I believe that joy and being joyful is like my core emotion. But again, anger is right behind it. Sometimes embarrassment is right behind it, boredom. And if there was a characteristic of distractions, I get distracted easily, right? I'm doing my best to stare dead at this lens, not trying to get distracted. But, all these things come into play, all these different emotions, right? But I genuinely think that being joyful is who I am. And I try to be positive. I try to, look at the good things in everybody in all situations. It's hard. Again, it's hard. But, I try. And another question, okay? So let me know what your personal core emotions are. I would love to. I'm going to give you a thumbs up, okay? We see all the comments, man. We ain't got no 50 million, 100,000 followers, so I'm going to see everything. So go ahead and like it. Let me know. Okay, I got another one for y'all, okay? Get ready to press pause. How do emotions change from childhood to adulthood? It's a great question. I thought about it again because these questions, I already received these questions, so I was thinking about it. And rather than emotion, and I was playing around with this earlier, rather than emotion, the biggest change is, man, you got to pay them bills, man. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all living under your parents. Well, I kind of am too, but like you living with parents and you ain't got nothing to worry about. That's like the biggest. When the responsibility and accountability comes into play, that's when you're going to start having these crazy emotions, right? You're going to get triggered, right? Like you got to pay bills, like, especially if you're not making much, you got to, Like you gotta like grind, and from a child, you don't have to do anything. You just have to wake up, just eat, go to school, come back, play with your friends, invite your friends to your home that your mama and daddy are paying. Okay, you ain't gotta pay nothing. You ain't gotta pay the internet bills, no nothing. You ain't got a job. Don't let me get started with jobs, okay? When you get into a bad workplace, it's hard, right? But I just want to say, I think rather than emotions, because emotions do change, right? From puberty onto adulthood when you're 21. And the settings, what settings are you around? You know, people drop out of school and people go higher in school, you know, graduate school. Like, it depends on the situation, but obviously things change. And as you grow older, as you mature, you will go through different types of emotions. And again, as a child, I believe, so that's why as a child, you do have to experience. So I am kind of, I am up for kids experimenting and trying out new things, whether it be dating, whether it be having, you know, like little small jobs on the side. And I know that could be kind of risky for parents, and I'm not a parent myself, so I'm not trying to be parenting 101, but, you know, I think that it's important for a child to kind of let them free a little bit so they could experience, so they could fail, so they could make mistakes. I am a little overprotective, but I'm learning myself to be able to let go a little bit and, you know, have grace for mistakes, for failures, okay? So I think, you know, it depends, man. Everything depends. Like a child from an adult, of course, so many emotions change, but I think even relationships, right? You get boyfriend, girlfriend, like that alone brings you a whole nother level of emotion. Love, don't let me talk about love. We could easily talk about relationship 101 if you want to, because I love talking about it, okay? Singleness, dating, marriage, I love talking about all that, okay? So if you want to talk about that, call 1-800-LOVE-DOCTOR now. Call me up and let's talk about it, okay? Let me know if you want to talk about love and relationship, because I could get into that. But anyways, again, from a child, there's so many things that a child will go through. Again, it depends on your setting. It depends on the trajectory of what that child is going through. What if a child wants to be a rap superstar? Okay, what if he wants to be a podcaster? There's all kinds of emotions. There's emotions of preparation, tiredness, exhaustion, right? A betrayal, whatever. There's a lot of stuff that come into it. So, I could get into that. But let me move on before I get stuck up in here, okay? Let's see. Okay, I got this other one. Get ready to press pause again. What roles will the new emotions play in Inside Out 2? Yeah, I think I talked about it, but the roles are absolutely important. The roles that they play into is, again, they're in a hockey team, a new environment. Riley's getting older. She has puberty. She has certain thoughts and relationships, right? The betrayals of relationships and love. You know, there's romantic, there's peer pressure, there's social media, right? So I think all these emotions will come into play, right? Boredom. When you're so bored, what do? I look at my phone. Yes, I do too. When you're envy, you know, when you go into social media, you get envious of other people. So, of course, all these emotions, and I love how they brought those emotions. Embarrassment, right? When you miss an easy goal, when you miss an easy layup, when you miss an easy catch, you get embarrassed, right? And so that's why I think bringing in these new emotions in Inside Out 2 will play a significant role as a teenager. And as a teenager, I think this movie will help a lot of teenagers. So if you haven't watched it, go buy it. Get it on DVD and VHS. I know they don't exist, but go get it, okay? Watch it tonight. Watch it tomorrow. Watch it on Sunday night after church. Whatever. Get a healing, okay? I believe that, you know, Inside Out, so again, Inside Out 2, Inside Out, just the whole concept, man, it's timeless. It's amazing. Emotions, humanity. Just be real. Be vulnerable, right? As a kid, as an adult, as a grandma, grandpa. We all have room to learn. So I think these 5 emotions came significantly, and especially anxiety. You know, anxiety started to run Riley's life. And so look what happened. It was going through a very dark hole, and memories were being lost. The belief system was getting altered, right? And that could be a whole nother topic, okay? Belief system, what you believe about yourself, what people will say about you. Oh, there are so many things we could talk about. But let me move on. So I definitely think they played a massive role. And the weirdest thing, y'all seen Inside 2? Oh, so what I do remember before falling asleep, or maybe what I woke up, but then weird characters. There's that little bunny character that looks all cartoon 3D, 2D, looking weird. It was kind of weird. And you got this like long hair legendary like superhero, like the animation was kind of cool, man, but they were kind of weird, man. They got these little police officers, like, but they eventually all came and helped the Inside Out 1 cast, right? Joy, anger, disgust, envy, sadness, helped them, get back to the headquarters where anxiety is running, right? So again, all these emotions, man, it's crazy. It's amazing. And so I think Inside Out 2 did an amazing job. If 3 comes into play, Inside Out 3, come on, man. Y'all got to make it, man. Y'all need to just go every chronological season of Riley's life. Come on now. Like, now she's college. Bring the new emotions that has to do with college. Marriage, relationships. Who knows? Riley may have a job. Inside Out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can keep going. And I would watch every one of them, and hopefully I don't fall asleep. But the point is, I'm gonna be less tired, okay? So I'm sorry, but again, I love it. Big ups. If you ever watch this, Mr. Pete Docter, if you watch this, man, put your boy in it, man. Hey, come here and let me talk to you, man. Let's have an amazing conversation, man. I love to get inside your head and just like have a dope conversation of how you even thought of it and what your emotions are, Mr. Docter. Okay, so this is a shout out. You probably never watched this, but if you do, come on now. Come on through. And, okay, we're going to move on now. Let's see. I think this is the last one. Do you think Inside Out series goes beyond being a family animation to convey psychological and philosophical messages? That is a big yes. This whole podcast, if you're still here, great job. I appreciate you, man. If we ever do something, I'm going to give you a big shout out. So I appreciate you watching. Let me know if you're still watching, okay? But anyways, absolutely it has to do with psychological and philosophical things. What I just said, again, was everything. What I just said was that answer. It's beyond just a cute family film, man. It's reality. It could even heal people, I believe. It could really change your perspective. And I think it could really like shape you and encourage you, and really get to know about your own self. Okay, so I really think, man, this movie did an amazing job. All the little inside messages that they have, beautiful, okay? So, man, I just want to end it right here, man. Like, it's okay to be vulnerable. I'm very adamant. I'm very outspoken about vulnerability. It's okay to be vulnerable, but not to anybody, okay? Don't be telling the whole world you're everything. Don't just hush. Just certain people that you trust. Tell them. Number one step is to embrace it. It's okay if you're feeling sad, anxious, depressed. It's okay. But don't stay there. Please, I just encourage you. If you're watching this, if you're going through it, man, I just want to bless you. I just want to put a little smile on your face and just say, it's okay. Get up, move on, and watch Inside Out 2. Okay, Inside Out 1 and 2. Watch that. It's going to help you. And continue to watch OTS, man. We're gonna bring you some laughter, okay? So let me hear your story, man. Go ahead and type it in the comments. Let me know your story. Like, what are you going through? I would love to talk about it. I would absolutely love to help you, serve you in any kind of way, okay? And I'm not just saying this, so please do it. So I just wanna just say it right there, man. Inside Out 3. Once that comes out, you best believe I'm gonna talk about Inside Out 3, okay? And all the new emotions that are gonna come. So I think that's it, man. And like, look at it, man. It's a beautiful day. Y'all go and have a good day also. Don't forget, man. Please like, subscribe, follow, do everything. Comment, do the little alarm thingamajiggy. Do all that, man. And because it let us know that you are watching, that you really appreciate it, and encourages us to keep going, work harder and harder. And so let me know. Until next time, please tune in to the OTS podcast. Catch it everywhere. Spotify, everything, YouTube, it's everywhere. You'll see it. So type it up, check us out. Until next time, comment below everything about today. Let me know. All right? I'll see you next time. I'm out of here. Good night.